I have. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today is Wednesday, Sunday, February 1st, 2023. I am Salad Sister, and this is my turn to talk. Hey, Crazy, welcome. Welcome. I'm happy you be on the show today. Welcome. Is my sound okay? Hopefully it is. Okay, good. Good. Hey, Angela. Hey, Bruna. Okay. Who are you? That's say who you are here. Okay, so I'm going to stop this here, and officially, Crazy was number one today. Oh boy. So, okay, everyone. So, today I hold on one second. I'm trying to go over here on TikTok at the same time here. Okay, so today, this is going to be somewhat of a serious show, and I may be preaching a little bit, but y'all should be used to that by now. But the question is, I question society and people. So why am I called every name in the book? And yes, I have been, and by certain people, I get called this all the time. And is it because I'm willing to have the hard conversations? Because when I get called names, it's usually when I am talking about the conversations that other people don't want to talk about. Um, and somebody has to have them. Now, I understand that, you have some people who, they just don't want to talk about certain things. Hey, Dina Joe, welcome. Some people just don't want to talk about certain things, or they may not want to talk about certain things with another person, but everyone always has the option to walk away. Everyone always has the option to walk away. But I have found that if you continue to walk away from talking about things that you don't want to talk about, they just keep coming back. They're going to come back one way or the other. They are going to come back. You know, um, I've had people tell me, Is this the hill you want to die on? Pick your battles, whatever. Everything that I say and everything that I do is for a purpose. The majority of the time, sometimes I do let things slip. I'm like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that, whatever. But for the most part, I know exactly what I'm saying, and I know who I'm saying it to and why I am saying it. And right now, we live in a time where hard conversations need to be had. So again, I come back to, why do people have such a hard time with those conversations? What is so hard? Is it out of embarrassment? Is it out of just the fact that they're comfortable with the topic or with you? Do people not want to get called out? People call me out all the time. I have somebody who calls me out all the time, and half the time I think they're doing it just, it's kind of a tit for tat thing, but I'm like, okay, so Marina says, I think by having hard conversations, sometimes you could realize you see eye to eye on a lot of things. We all have more in common than we realize. Marina, someone else says that a lot, and I agree with that, and I disagree. Because there are things that we do have in common, but then there are things that we also don't have in common, and the things that we don't have in common are usually the things that people don't want to talk about. Hey, crazy lady, and hello, blunt ninja. Welcome. Crazy lady says hello. I am here to wreck the day. And Brandon says people can be disrespectful if they disagree with you, so it might be out of fear of having an argument. True, but then you have those people who just like to argue. See, I'm not one of those people who just like to argue. I just if I'm going to have a conversation with you, we should be able to have a conversation without screaming, hollering, getting pissed off. However, there are people like that with me, I go to that place and I have to just say to myself, you cannot have this conversation with this person because it's just not going to work. Whereas I can have the same conversation with someone else and we can sit, talk, and disagree, push back on each other all night long. But then when the sun comes up, we're laughing, joking, saying, where do you want to go eat breakfast? So I also think that it's, is it a mature thing? Is it that, because I feel that some people are not mature to have a conversation. That they're not mature enough to handle the conversation without it going there. Because again, I think when you get into that tit for tat, then that's when things tend to go sideways. And Dina Joe says, maybe because people's eyes will be open to change in themselves or change in society. Good point. Crazy lady says people are afraid of change and also unwilling to the end of their nose. Change that they need to do, Dina Jones says. Crazy lady also says, and many don't have the skill to let others have a different perspective of things. Crazy lady, you bring up a good point. When you say people don't have the skill, I never looked at it like that. That don't have the skill to let others have a different perspective of things. And I could probably, even say that about myself. But I look at things. I mean, I am very set in my ways. There are things that I am absolutely not going to budge on. And usually those things are from a life experience. If I'm experiencing something that you haven't, then there are things that I'm just not going to budge on. If you're trying to tell me how to do things a different way when you have absolutely no clue. And the same thing for me. I can't tell you how to do things a different way if I have absolutely no clue why you made the decision that you did if I didn't experience what you've experienced. But I like the way you said that many don't have the skill. Now some people, it's like they get upset if you disagree with them or if you don't see things their way when you're having these conversations. See, for me, if you disagree with me, I'm like, okay, All right, you disagree. But some people will just keep going on and at you and at you and at you and get upset because you're not seeing things the way they see it. If we all saw things the same way, it would be a pretty boring world. Let's see, Mupik, who are you? You, this is a different name, so oh boy. Are you a spy? Are you one of my spies? Because I have a lot of spies. GP, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Brina, I do the who are you because I have one particular person who is a total troll and they come into my show. It must be exhausting to make up a different name every time you want to come in. But anyway, that's why I say, who are you? And see, those are the alphabet people. Let's see. Let's see. You very well could be Agent Smith. So for people who I'm not familiar with, I am going to handle you a different way. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, so, you know, so again, it comes down to the hard conversations. Why are people so afraid to have them? Why do people back away from something that is for the I mean, the only way I can say is, that's going to come back around over and over and over and over. People are not people are not see, I was about to say something that I that I should not say, so I'm going to back away from that thought. Um but do people tend to attack people that not so much that they disagree with, but people who are willing to come out and say things that they're not? Are people jealous? Could it be jealousy? You know, do people tend to shy away and not want to be around people who may be stronger than them, so to speak? The people who are willing to have the hard, con- conversations, are those also the people who are willing to, fight on the front line? Are those the people that you can count on, if you get into a jam, that those are usually the people that you can count on, as opposed to people who tend to shy away from it? You have the people who are going to stand up at a town hall meeting and say what they feel. And then you have the people who are just going to sit there thinking in their head, well, someone should say this and someone should say that, but they're not willing to be that someone. But when that something doesn't get said, they go off and they're upset, or they complain. Well, how come no one said this? Well, how come you didn't? How come you're not that person that's willing to ask that hard question that you wanted to know? And see, Dina Joe says, and that is where we should be open. You have life experience and I haven't, and vice versa. That is where being open and personal growth should come in. Okay. And Brina says to Dina, that's a great point. So, why do the people who talk out get slapped down more. But yet, those are the people who usually, you know, make change. Wait, hold on 1 second. I need to do something here. There we go. All right. And Dina Jones says some are followers and others are leaders. But are the followers always the ones that complain? See, I told you I had trolls. I know exactly who that is. Oh boy. Anyway, because we are the ones who put our bum out there to slap. But crazy lady. So are you saying that we're getting what we get, or as someone that's not what I want to say. So are you saying that if we put ourselves out there, then well, you shouldn't have done it, Jay? Welcome. I mean, is that what you're saying? And Dina Jill says complainers. Welcome, Shelby.
Kind of, I mean, we're the one. I mean, when we stand up and say something, it's like the moment we do that, we kind of know that, uh, yeah, we're going to be at target number one because we're the only idiots standing up saying something. So I mean, to me, it's like if we stand up and say something, expect,
But listen, okay, but listen to what.
haters out there,
Okay, but listen to
you
what
know.
you just said, though. You just said we're the only idiots.
Well, sometimes, well, I don't know. It. I don't consider myself an idiot, when I do it. But when we step up there and say, "Hey, whoa," it's like I don't know.
But
I
don't you
guess
think?
to
Okay, but
expect it,
don't you think that somebody has to say something? I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
that you always
that's
okay.
usually
So
why I stand up because if ain't nobody, because to me, if you don't stand up and say anything, then you ain't got no room to complain.
right. So
You know what
then
I
I
mean?
go back to what you just said about the whole idiot thing. Because I speak out a lot, as you all probably know, and I'm in. I mean, I speak out a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. I don't consider myself an idiot for doing it. I consider myself speaking out for something that needs to be said. And
Yeah,
people may not like it. People may disagree with me, but yet that's when I go back and say, what are you doing? Because I don't see you doing anything. Don't uh complain
don't come.
about my podcast if but you don't have one. I don't see you doing. Don't complain. About you know that my lawn looks like this, or you're always out there doing this with your lawn, and you're always cutting this, whatever. But yet your lawn looks like crap, and you're not doing anything. So it's like the people who complain are the ones that usually don't do anything.
That is true. And if they don't like the way I'm doing it, then it's like, oh well, I guess you should have done it yourself. That's why I usually what I say, or they're young, they'll adjust, they'll figure it out.
So I don't know. Okay, then Dina Joe says a lot of times you step up, you get attacked. I mean, and that's true. Is even whether you like the person or you dislike the person, there are people who we all have them. There are people that are in the media, whatever, that we don't like. You may like some, and I don't like them, or vice versa. There are people who come along, and they may or may not be leaders. Um, but they are saying something. Even for people that I don't like, it's like I do have to give them credit because, well, at least you are stepping up and you're saying what you're saying. Now, sometimes people step up and say things that are just mean, nasty, and they shouldn't say. Mr. T and Juju, welcome. But um, if you
To have the right to what they believe in,
right, right,
and you respect that.
right, right, right. I mean, because
But there's some people. There's a lot of people out there that they can't. They can't. Okay, it's they could say the sky is purple. Okay, the sky is a deep purple, like a purple. Okay, and you can tell them the sky is blue, but they will never believe that it's blue because, my God, it's purple.
right,
They can't see the end of their noses.
right,
It's like me and you. We could have a discussion, and we may have totally different, opposite views on a subject. But I'm going to respect. Hey, you know what? Every person still has a right to, their perspective. It's like it's how you carry yourself, when dealing with others is what a lot of people don't know how to do correctly.
and that is what I think. Um, Christian, welcome. And let's see, Dina Joe says you have a right to your opinion, but you do not need to be a jerk about it. And I agree with that also. I put myself, and some people say, well, you put yourself in that same situation. I have always gone to places where, um, well, not always. I have been, and I do go to places um, where either I'm the only one, or I go into like even on Podbean. Um, there's one particular podcast that when I went into it for the first time, I kind of had a feeling what kind of group this particular podcast was. And I went into that podcast and I was right. I was the only liberal. People saw my name. They immediately were like, oh, Salable Sister, hey, whatever. But the host of that show was so welcoming to me, extremely nice, very kind. They still are to this day. And I have had other people say, why did you go in there? Why do you keep going back? Because if you're constantly in a room with people who think just like you're never going to learn about somebody else. And I know that I have people on my podcast who don't think like me, who disagree with me, who push back on me, you know, all all the time, and I'm pushing back on them. Some people like my show. Some people, it's okay. Oh, they're solid show. They're talking that racist stuff again, or whenever I bring up something that has to do about color, then it's that racist stuff. Or if I'm talking about something else like today, it's like, oh, Sal is over there, whatever, because I got several messages since this podcast has started that that's what is going on somewhere else. Sal is over there again, but if I don't want to have a show, I don't want to talk about things that every time you all come in here, you're like, yeah, yeah, sure. I want to talk about things where, they're hard questions to talk about. And I would like to think that this is a safe place to do it, as long as we're not slinging, you know, nasty words at each other and telling everybody where to go and what have you. I want to hear what you have to say. And at times it can get contentious, whatever. But I don't want to be in a place where everyone is a Stepford wife. And I may be dating myself, but some people may know what I mean when I say Stepford wife. You know, um, so Let's see. Brina says, yeah, you really just have to know the people you're trying to speak to. It doesn't help to get frustrated if you know the person is never receptive to an alternative opinion. That is true. Everyone's saying hello. Da, 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 da. And Dina Joe says to Brina, 100%, you kind of learn who not to waste your time on. Maybe you can learn something. Brina says, I agree. Completely solid. I like speaking with people that don't agree with me. It can be interesting. You could learn something. GP says it would be super boring if everyone thinks the exact same way. Exactly. Um, we like the show. Well, thank you. Thank you. Get heated sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. It does. Gina says, what a boring world. We were all the same. Uh, and Crazy says that a stolen truck was found. Okay, so did I miss anybody? Everyone's still okay. Everybody basically saying hello to each other. Okay, so so again, you know, you go on shows and where you have podcasts where people are talking at you, um, but they don't engage with you. And again, I may disagree with some of you. You guys may disagree with me, but that's okay. It's okay. So when the hard conversations come up, I would like to think that you know people should be able to have those conversations without feeling threatened, without feeling embarrassed. Um, so what? So what? I mean, we disagree with our friends. You know, we can disagree with our friends. Why can't we just disagree with the with the stranger? Crucible, welcome. Why can't we disagree with a stranger? Why is it so hard to talk about things that may be uncomfortable? Why is it that it's like you know why is it just so hard just to say the things that you want to say, and then that's it? Jay will says sometimes you have to get uncomfortable to see, learn different perspectives. Yes, yes. And okay, crazy lady, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I think you're talking about that truck. Let's see. Back. I think you're talking about that truck. Okay, and Dina Joe says the difference is you do not hate because someone disagreed with you. You are respectful. Dina Joe, I try to be. I really, really do. I mean, it seems like, I disagree with a lot of people. I disagree with a lot of people, and I'm not, and a lot of times is over conversations that are difficult, but I'm not going to be that person that just because, like your mother used to say, if everybody's jumping off the cliff, are you going to jump with them? No, I'm not. Just because, everybody's raising their hand. I mean, I have been in meetings where, they said, okay, so how many people want to do this? And everybody kind of looks around first to see who's going to raise their hand. And then when people slowly start to raise their hand, I mean, I sit there and I watch them. And you all have probably seen it too. Everybody's kind of sitting around to see who's going to raise their hand. And then when they look around and see that the majority of people raise their hand, they're raising their hand too. And it always just kind of makes me laugh. And I'm like, seriously? Did you really want to raise your hand? Meanwhile, I'm usually one of the only one or one of few. whose hands are still down, or whose hands go, one of the few whose hands go up, whatever, or for something that may be um uh not a popular thing to think or do. But those same people who usually go along, I find, are the same people who complain. I don't know.
Those people are probably the same people that would complain about being hung with a brand new rope. Seriously.
True. True.
You know, and they're just sheep anyway, so
And then crazy, you say you
I
used
just
to
ignore them. I ignore them.
bail bond, bail bond agent, so you're
I
patient.
did. I used to do that. I used to, if you skipped out on your bond, um, I was one of the people that would come and find you and bring you back. Seriously. I mean, obviously, it was before all my felonies, but yeah, I did that for a while. It's a really boring job for the most part.
Well, I'm sure you had to have hard conversations with those people too.
Uh, they're not hot for me. It's like, yo, you jump bail. I'm here to get you. Sorry about your luck.
Well,
There's no
crazy lady,
discussion about
something
it.
something tells me that you would not have that hard conversation. Something tells me that you don't have a problem. You know
Yeah, no,
that
sorry about your luck, dude.
so but I mean I don't know. It's the people who I see, and I talk to a lot of different people, especially lately for a project, that I'm doing, or a movement that I'm doing. I'm talking to a lot of different people, and a lot of people, disagreed. Everybody has, their opinions about, this, and this, and you have those people who just quietly sit in the corner, which is fine. You have the people who quietly sit in the corner and take things in, because I do that sometimes. I'll just sit back and I'll just sit and I'll look and I'll listen, you know, um, just kind of get the feel of the place, but then you have, people you know, uh, who sit back and do nothing. But like I said, once the meeting's over, they complain. Welcome, welcome everyone on TikTok. Welcome. So people, the hard conversations have to be had. We are in a society and time today where hard conversations have to be had. They have to be brought up. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, that's on you. That's on you. I mean, there are things that some people say to me that I don't like, but that's on me. That's on me. And how am I going to deal with it? And Dina Joe says they want someone else to do the hard work while they complain and whine about the decision. So I mean, I've been wanting to do this topic for a while. And with everything that's been happening in the world, in the country, these conversations have to be had. They have to be. I was on a Zoom call yesterday, with some people who live in Los Angeles, and we were talking about Tyree Nichols, and the police officers that murdered him. And the bottom line is black cops are just as bad as white cops. Black cops murder people just like white cops murder people. And there was one, person on there that didn't want to hear it. And they got upset and they left. But it's true. It's absolutely true. And that's what I mean. Sometimes you have to have those hard conversations. Today is February 1st, the very first day of, Black Black History Month. On another platform, you're going to hear a lot from me. Some people may like it. Some people may not. That's on you. You don't like it, don't listen. You have to have hard conversations about your kid. Your kid's hanging out with the wrong crowd. They're staying out late. They're drinking. They're doing all of this stuff. Oh, not my kid. Yeah, your kid. That's a hard conversation you have to have. But everyone doesn't want to have those conversations. Everyone, thinks that, having those conversations means that you're supposed to have them in secret. You're supposed to have them behind closed doors. Let's not talk about that. Just like when, in the 50s and 60s, when women got divorced and you would whisper it, she's divorced. She's divorced. Her marriage didn't work out. But you whisper about her, but you don't whisper about him. There's always that double standard. And Shelby says those are the ones that can't face the truth. But there are conversations that you have to have, whether you like them or not, whether you think that they're tough or not. Those conversations must be had. And I personally think that we're in a situation now, in this country, because nobody wants to have those hard conversations. Or if you do have them, people, like I said, people do that tit for tat stuff. You said what you wanted to say. Well, you're doing this and you're doing, it's like, seriously, you're how low? We're all supposed to be grown folk. So supposed to be. Intelligent, supposed to be. Not all of us are. We're all supposed to be able to have those conversations and can we just talk? Man has been around since probably the dinosaurs. I don't know, were cavemen here before the dinosaurs? But we've been around for a long time. And we have to learn how to communicate with each other. We have to learn how to have conversations with each other that we may not like. Like I said, when I travel, I can sit in the airport and everyone else has out their iPads and their phones and stuff. That's one time that I put all that electronic stuff away, and I'll just sit there and I people watch. And I usually end up sitting next to, or somebody ends up sitting next to me, who is usually older, and we just sit there and we just talk. And it's usually somebody who's completely different than me, completely different. And we just sit there and we just talk. And we talk and we discuss and we disagree sometimes. But after we've been sitting there for about an hour or so, and it's time for one of us to go catch a plane or whatever, we always turn to each other. Never fails. It was really good talking to you. Have a safe flight. It never fails. Shy lady, welcome. It never fails. Yellowbird, Assassinant. I can't pronounce that name. I apologize. Black Cabinet, welcome. No problem. Crazy. No problem. So if people are not willing to have the conversations and willing also to call people out, and see, this is where a lot of people get into where people start to butt heads when it's calling people out, because I'll call people out that other people think that there's nothing wrong with that person. Then they'll call people out that I may not think that there's something wrong with that person. But it doesn't mean that you have to get into an argument. But you do. I do sometimes, whatever. But still, you have to have those conversations. You too, flop book. You too. You have to have those conversations. Especially when it comes to calling people out. And no one likes to be called out. I don't like being called out. I mean, I am, and I listen. But again, if it gets to the point where it's that tit for tat stuff, as I always say, to some people, it's time for me to get off the merry-go-round, because I'm not going to keep going round and round with someone. But hard conversations is something that we as a people, as a collective body, as human beings need to have. So, I don't know. Crazy lady, do you want to say anything else, or? Okay, I think she may have gotten a phone call. Okay, see, Crazy says you have to be able to talk the heart talks and listen sometimes. Yes. But Crazy, even when we listen, sometimes, people still, their mouth gets pout, they walk around with this pout and their lip is stuck out because they don't want to hear what you have to say. And I don't always want to hear what somebody has to say. I don't always want to, hear what someone has to say. But at the same time, it's like, for the most part, I try to just go, okay, and I do get to that point where I just want to just, all right, we're just not going to agree, whatever. But I don't want to have, keep going round and round. But at the same time, at least the person is having the hard conversation with you. Some people don't even get to that point. Let's see, that's their problem. Okay. Juju says, I tell people I'm not going up and down the street with you. Um, so right now I am doing something. Some of you all may know what it is that has gained a lot of traction in the last month. And it's going along the way it's been planned. And a lot of people don't like what I'm doing. Um, I've gotten hate mail, as in Gmail. I've gotten death threats. I've gotten things that Crazy Lady says I like it. So you know what I'm talking about, Crazy Lady. Okay, but I'm sorry. This is I am pushing for a cause. I am pushing for something that is needed. I am pushing for something that um, people do need to wake up. And these are the I'm pushing for something to, you know, have people have these hard conversations to, kind of just look and see exactly where we are. Why are we here? Why are we in this position right now? If people acknowledge the why, then we can go forward. Because something that happened yesterday happened today is going to happen tomorrow. Your kid that took that cookie out of the cookie jar before he ate dinner yesterday and did it again to today, he's going to do it again tomorrow until you tell him why he should not do that, or why he cannot, or until you pop those hands or something. They're going to continue to do it. That dog, that puppy that you got, is still going to have accidents in your house like he did yesterday, and he did today, and he will tomorrow if you don't, train him where he needs to go. Okay, Christian. Okay, Dina Jones, that should be that should be fun sitting next to you. Okay. And Dina says, "Thanks, friend." Seriously, I mean, hard conversations need to be had, and you need to peel back. You need to peel it back and really look and take a look see. So I'll get called every name in the book. I always have. I always have. And I probably will until the day God calls me home. I would like to say that I'm not a spineless person. I do have a backbone. I am pretty strong. Yeah, my feelings do get hurt, but I don't, go back and boo 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 hoo. But I am willing to have those hard conversations. Oh, crazy lady, there's yeah, I've been called every black bleep 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 that you could think of.
No, I meant like everything but black. It's just it. My dad used to say, you know what? That chick called me everything but white, and I'm all like, "Solid? Did someone call you everything but black? It's okay. I still love you." And there's gonna be haters out there,
Yes,
you know.
and the thing about it is there are always going to be haters. There are always going to be haters. There always will. I know that.
Not
I
offended when I say that. Were you?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
When I said that to you, you didn't get offended, did you?
No,
Because I didn't mean like
no,
offensive.
no, no,
See, she
no,
said no. She said no,
All right,
Rose.
I just making sure.
no, 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 because I knew where you were coming from, you know, but it, it, it frustrates me. And for me to get frustrated, you really have to push me to that point, because I really try not to, because a lot of things sometimes, people will say things to me. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Uh-huh, yeah, sure, uh-huh, whatever. You know, but it frustrates me sometimes when you want to have hard conversations and you try, to have hard conversations, or put things out there that need to be seen. And then people just want to turn it around and make it something bad. They want to, call it something else. And that's what, I think that we're seeing a lot. So for everyone, those hard conversations, I'm still going to keep pushing. I'm still going to keep having them. I'm going to keep up with my activism in all kinds of ways, be it with animals, with dogs, you know, that I absolutely love, or with people. I'm going to keep it up, because that's who I am. And I think that, as we were talking about yesterday, don't allow other people to tell you how you should be. Don't worry about what I'm doing, because the people who usually comment and make comments about what you are doing usually really don't care about what you are doing. They can usually just don't give a damn about you at all. And Jay Will says nothing changes without having the difficult conversations. Jay Will, exactly, exactly. Nothing changes if you don't have the difficult conversations. Dina says dum dums. Oh, Tracy Lane says just look at it like, okay, they will be one of those people that may not make it to the next level. You know what, Crazy Lady? There are a lot of people who are not going to make it to the next level. Well, Brina, thank you. I'm glad that's what makes you and your show interesting. You know, Brina, I'm not out here to let's see, Crazy says I did what I want and mind your own business. Yes, yes. You know, I'm not trying to appeal to the masses. Hey, Ralph, welcome. I'm not trying to appeal to the masses. I'm doing me. I'm not trying to, 100 people, did this, and I'm not 101 who is doing that. So 100 people are on one side of the room, and I'm the only one on the other side. I have no problem being that one. None whatsoever. None. So I don't know, but hopefully you all may be hearing a lot from me, other than on this platform. I'm hoping that you do. And it may piss some people off, as it already has. And some people, they're on the right train. So, Crazy Lady, you want to say anything else? Okay, she's probably busy around the property. Let's see. And everyone, thank you for liking the show. You know, um, and like I said, y'all, I know when you all come into my podcast every day, you all don't know what I'm going to say, what other people are going to say, and it does get contentious sometimes, and people go back and forth, whatever. Or I go back and forth with people, or other people go back and forth with each other. But we have managed for the most part to keep it respectful, and I like the fact that that I have a show with so many different people, so many different people. Everyone has different views. They see things different. They see things through a different lens. I'm glad, that you know hopefully the topics that I do have um, are things that can be discussed openly. I mean, that's what I want. That's what I hope to have. I mean, I know you have some shows that are hit or misses. Lord knows I've had just as many misses, whatever. But you turn around, get up, and you come back, and that's what I do. And Jay says, I prefer to be different from the norm. I never want to be trending. That's a good way to put it. Never want to be trending. Some people are uncomfortable um, not to be part of that norm. Some people are uncomfortable if if they're not on that side. When I say I can be that 101, that one person is on one side, the other 100 on the other side. Some people are uncomfortable if they are that one, and they'll run over to the other side, knowing damn good and well that they may disagree, whatever, but they don't want to be seen as different. Well, why are you doing that? Well, we're all going here. Why are you doing that? Why are you agreeing with her? Why did you go with him? Why are you not over here? I never want to be that person, and I'm glad that I'm not. Crazy Lady says, I'm ahead of the trends. I am so fabulous. So guys, again, that's all I've got. Thank you for coming uh, over on TikTok. Thank you for listening. I just this is going to be a month again. If you guys are following me on another platform, you are going to hear me a lot. This is a month where you're going to hear me a lot. Welcome, D. Um, but again, I say the conversations. Um, I'm going to keep having them. You guys want to keep coming back. I welcome you. But I'm going to keep putting them out there. I'll probably keep pissing some people off. Some people may embrace what I'm saying, and the ones that aren't sure, okay, that's fine too. And if I disagree with someone, it's no one else's business. Why? Stay in your lane. I'll do me. You do you. But this show, we'll have hard conversations, have hard questions. And I appreciate the fact that you all stuck around this long, to listen to me. Crazy Lady, as always, I appreciate you uh, coming up on the panel. So Ralph says you're not doing your job if you're passing people off. You do it all the time. If you're not passing people off, you do it all the time. You're not doing your job if you're not passing people off. You do it all the time.
Pissing people off. I know what you're saying.
Oh,
I
and
don't feel
you're
complete
pissing people off.
unless I pissed
Okay,
off
okay.
one
And then,
person
okay,
a day.
I see
I have
these.
not done my job.
Yeah, Ralph. I do piss people off. Jabu says, keep doing you, Sal. Have a good evening, y'all. Thank you, and thank you, Jabu, for popping in. No, I didn't see the eye until I saw it. But I mean, and it's not my intent to piss people off. I'm just saying what I think. You know, I one thing I don't like are the people who, when you go places and they're pulling on your arm, well, ask this or say this. It's like, why don't you ask it? Why don't you say it? You have a voice to tell me what I should not be doing when we're in private, but when we get in public, you want me to speak out. You want me to hey, live and learn. You want me to be that voice when it's convenient for you. But when it's not convenient for you, you want me to shut up. That's being a hypocrite. And there may be times when I enter that hypocritical, uh, um, room. I truly try not to. I truly, truly do. I don't think that that I am. But if people want to call me out, okay, do it. There are no two minds alike, So yeah, so y'all, that's again, that's all I have. Tomorrow, I'm gonna say it. It's supposed to be a fun show, fun, and y'all, this is my last time I think trying to have a fun show. So if this show goes sideways,
What?
Crazy Lady, I try to have fun. Well, thank you, Brina. Thank you.
I'm like totally butthurt now.
I am trying.
Take away my fun day. I see how you are. I see how you are. It's okay.
Well, tomorrow's show is a fun show. In fact, I'm gonna tell you guys what the topic is. So you guys, hold on one second. So if we can't make a fun show out of this tomorrow, because I try to keep Thursday fun, because like I said, during the week we're always talking about some heavy stuff, and I like to get silly, whatever. But okay, Crazy Lady, this is my fun show for tomorrow. How old were you when you stopped? And then it's like trick or treating, believing in Santa Claus, starting to like boys and girls. If we can't keep it light on that, guys, I don't know what to do. Seriously, I don't know what to do. So Crazy.
I don't have an age for the trick or treating because I still trick or treat, yo.
You still go trick or treating,
So
Well, I'm just saying. So yeah, I do try. Um,
I am running out of small children though to take with me. So
so, and Ralph says, I missed it, but I know you always have a good talk. Thank you, Ralph. Can't wait for tomorrow's fun show. Green, you know what? Then, hey, have to save the fun Thursdays, because literally I went back and I was just listening to some of my shows. Then I went way back and I was listening to some of my shows, and some of them is like I was just cracking up. But lately it's been hit or miss, and I've been missing. So I'm going to try again tomorrow, y'all. I am going to try again tomorrow. And for everyone over on TikTok, thank you very much. If you want to join the conversation, like you hear Crazy Lady over here, you'll have to come over to Podbean. Um, uh, so, Crazy Lady, then I'm going to expect you to be here tomorrow to help me out on this fun show. Shy Lady, you have a great day too. And Brina says that's a good one. I think a lot of them are good ones, Brina, but lately I've been it just hasn't been, so. So guys, on that note, I'm going to go out and leave you guys with bum, bum, ba, bum. How about a little bit? No, I think I. How about a little bit of modern step? Okay, everyone, follow Crazy Lady. She needs 300 more followers so she can go to TikTok Talk Live. Okay, all right, everyone. So here we go. Modern step. Thank you, everyone, coming on to TikTok. I have ended the show. We're just going to exit music. Thank you, everybody, for coming over on TikTok. I look at all the stuff. Thank you. Okay, guys, that's it. I know you guys usually like jazz, so I will try to find some jazz music for you. I have a really nice song that I am trying to download off of YouTube, and I'm having a hard time doing it. I'll probably get, they'll probably delete it because it's not copyright written, whatever has that copyright on it. But it's a really cool song. Anyway, guys, I hope to see you guys tomorrow for our fun show. All right, everyone. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.